Welcome to Seafood ID. Today we're going to do a little up and over cut. We're doing the bass family. This fish has three names. We might know it as Branzino, as singular, Branzini is plural, Mediterranean sea bass if you speak English, or maybe Lupe De Mer if you're to the French. The fish is from the Mediterranean. It's a saltwater fish, traditionally farm raised in two sizes, 500 grams or 1,000 grams. This fish is super consistent. I love it as a salt crusted fish, roasted whole, very Mediterranean, but some people do not like fish on the bone. So I'm going to recommend you swim the fish to your cutting hand with the dorsal fins facing you. With your knife against the head, rotate it about a 45-degree angle and lay it down around 22 degrees to the fish. Gently draw the knife into the head. When the knife pops out, stick it in that hole, aim for the pelvic fins, and gently release it. Swim the fish away from you. It's kind of pointed down right now. I'm going to level out the fish and put my knife on the dorsal fins. Those dorsal fin bones go all the way to the spine. Shallow cut from the head all the way through the tail in one gentle motion. Feel for the bones. If you feel them, flex against them a little harder. Flexing against them gives you maximum yield. Nothing's going to fit between my knife and those bones. And then release the meat from the head. About a 45-degree angle, release the meat off the spine, nice and gently. And then working away from me, I'm going to flex against the spine, lay my knife down flatly and come out. So flex, flatten out, flex, flatten out, flex, flatten out. When I'm at the rib cage, I want to make sure I can see it, so I'm going to expose the ribs with the tip of my knife. Once I see the bones, tip of the knife in the head. And I'm going to do that rib cage in one shot. I'm going to kind of pull the meat up and over, and it slides right off like a hot knife through butter. Take my fish, lay it down, side two, belly to belly, swim into my cutting hand. I'm going to take my knife tip equal with my eyeball, push it into the head, release behind the pelvic fins. I'm going to gently swim that fish towards me. Then side two, the head's higher, so I have to make sure my knife is canted so the handle's beyond the head. I'm going to start from in the tail. I'm going to come up the dorsal ridge, flexing tightly on those bones for maximum yield. Cut to the spine. Flip the meat up out of the head. Release the meat off the spine at a 45-degree angle towards me. Swim the fish towards 10 o'clock away from me. I'm going to flex backwards, lay it down flatly, come out. So flex, flatten out, flex, flatten out. And on the rib cage, same thing. Knife tip in the head, get the whole rib cage in one shot, just flex backwards and ride it out. This can be saved for stock. I recommend taking the heads off and using the carcasses as such. Swim the two fillets towards you. You may notice a little green spot here. We call that belly burn. The bile sac on this fish burst at some point, so we want to shave that off. Take the bones out, pulling them in the direction of the head, only in the direction of the head. And you can use tweezers, or as I like to use needle nose pliers. Doesn't matter, as long as you remove the bones. In this country, in Western cuisines, most people do not like fish bones. Once our bones are free, like I said, no one's going to want to eat that belly burn. It's visually unappealing and slightly bitter, so we'll just trim that off. And here we would have a nice, beautiful Branzino fillet ready to go. These will be pulled as well later on. We'll always store our fish flesh to flesh. This way it doesn't dry out, it stays nice and fresh, and it keeps any of the bacteria or dirt from the skin from coming in contact. There you have it, Mediterranean sea bass.